Yo, 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 everyone, and welcome to once again another live stream. I'm just gonna share the live stream here in self-promotion, and then we are ready to go. My apologies for the delay. I didn't think we were gonna start this fast, if I'm being honest. I can't hear myself for some reason. Hello. Oh yeah, now I can. Okay. Alrighty guys, welcome everyone. Hope everyone is having a fine evening. We are currently going to be racing in the Formula 1 Racing League. As we've got a full grid, well almost, we've got 19 people in the lobby. It is going to be the first race of the season, so we don't have any driver standings or constructor standings unfortunately, but that is definitely going to come in the future as we are heading into into season 4. Next week we're going to have round 2. But unfortunately, we're not going to have any driver standings or constructor standings today. Now, I'm just going to have a quick look here with 2Form, who's currently in P12. I have raced with him before. A couple of hours ago, actually, as we did a open lobby event, as he slides all over the place right there. Kind of lost some traction coming out of that turn 7, if I'm not mistaken. Turn 8, I think it is. I'm not 100% sure, actually. So we're gonna put the track map on, of course. The telemetry is not really needed, but the lap data is definitely very important here. As we might want to have a quick look with some other guys on track. Geldy has put a 127.0 on the board. I think he's gonna go for another one as he's draining all of his ERS coming through this corner section. Into Copse Corner he goes, where of course Hamilton crashed out Verstappen. As we're currently heading into Meggets and Beggets right now. Fast corner section left. To your right, to your left, to another right. It's a very hard corner section to nail. As you see, Geldy, one of the most experienced drivers here on this grid, struggled to go through that corner section too. Now we might want to go with 2Form again, as he's going to go for another lap. He saved a little bit of ERS, so hopefully he's going to be able to put a good performance on track here today. I know he's done a little bit of practice before the race, but I'm not too sure if that is going to be enough to actually win this race, because he used to be racing a Div 1. This is still Div 1, of course. But the problem is he used to be consistent, but he didn't score too many points. So consistent points scoring is going to be good, but it's not going to win you the championship. I think the winner from last season in Div 1 was Mr. Tyler 5990, if I'm not mistaken, who's currently in P4 in the qualifying. Benji Bucket has made his way into Div 1. As he's currently driving in P3. We've got Josip in P2 and Lord Jinsey in P1. Lord Jinsey is definitely looking to get some redemption on Mr. Tyler, because he stole his championship lead during that last race. As of course, you know, here in Formula 1 Racing League, the last race is usually a double points finish. So Yeah, that is going to be that. We have got 2 forms still in P12. He's going to come around this turn 15 right now. Into turn 16 and 17 he goes, which is going to be a hard braking zone. 90 degrees corner, and then you've got another 90 degrees corner and another 90 degrees corner. As that is, of course, a beautiful corner section here around Silverstone. That is going to be your Sector 3 as he's going to put himself in P4. What a beautiful lap there from the Mercedes driver. His teammate is going to be Benji Bucket. And what a beautiful team that is, as both drivers put themselves in the top 5 right now during this qualifying. We might want to go to someone else here at the back of the grid. Sheepy Kev might be able to put a good performance in here. He used to be racing a Div 2. I think he got promoted after a top 3 podium, well, top 3 position in the Drivers' Championship in Div 2 last season, but currently in P16. Hasn't put a lap in on the board yet, but I'm pretty sure he is on a 1 right now, as he's going to try and get this Sector 3 nailed as much as possible, although he seemed a little slippery coming out of turn 15. Heading into turn 17 and 18 right now, as that is going to be a 127.5, which is good for a P7. Not a bad lap at all by the Englishman. We might want to go to the bottom of the grid here. JT Gent, who is currently in the Alpine team. So that's a very interesting combination, as I think JT Gent is either American or from the United Kingdom. But usually, I mean, there's not many French drivers anyway, so I don't think that we can fill the Alpine team with French people. But JT Gent currently on a good streak. Is he going to be able to put himself somewhere in the top 10? I would say so. He's going to touch a lot of curb on the entry there. As we've got Tyler just coming across the line to put himself in P3, pushing Benji Bucket a little bit behind. Also, 2 form gets pushed back to P6. JT Gent goes on the curb a little bit too much, lost a little bit of time there, but I'm pretty sure he's going to be able to get that back in Sector 3. Touching the curb on the entry there, beautifully done by JT Gent. A little bit too fast onto the throttle as he comes across the line to put himself in P14, a 127.6. Not the best lap he could have hoped for. But for now, it's good enough. He still has 7 more minutes, so he still can come into the pits and put on some new tires. Let's go back to Hammer here. Hammer has had some ups and downs last season. I think he was a Div 2 driver too, or was it a Div 1 driver? I'm not 100% sure, but I do know that I've seen him race. He had some unfortunate incidents, and he's looking to make his way up into the top 10 in the Drivers' Championship today. As of course, you need to be within the top 10 in the race to be able to do that, because obviously it's the first race of the season. Hammer now starting his qualifying lap. No, he already put his qualifying lap on the board, a 126.9, not the best he could have hoped for. Flip comes across the line to put himself in P10. No, that was not Flip, that was Archie, who's put himself in P9 right now. Let's go on board with someone else who is on a fast lap. Angry Guns might be on 1, as he's got that Red Bull right in front of him. That is possibly either Archie or the other Red Bull, Hammer. But I think it is Archie, as Archie just came across the line, of course. There is a yellow flag in Sector 2. Is that going to be the Alpine? Does definitely look like it. And who is that Alpine going to be? JT Gent going really slow through Maggots and Baggots. And he's looking to give someone a tow, it seems like. The Williams driver, maybe. And is that going to be Butler? Doesn't look like it. Might be the Mercedes driver he wants to give a tow to. Is that going to be Benji Bucket? Probably, because 2 form is still in the pit lane right there. He's going to park his car down the inside. Beautifully done by JT Gent, leaving enough space for all the other guys to get past, as Dunsby just started his qualifying lap. Welcome, Lewis. Hope you're having a fine evening. We are currently racing in Formula 1 Racing League, as of course these guys are very professional. They're also going to be taking part in King of Leagues, so make sure to check them out. And Dunsby now coming across turn 9, I think that is. Is that turn 8? Is that turn 9? I'm not sure actually. Is it turn 8? And then this is turn 9. That is turn 10 coming up. I think Cops Corner is either turn 9 or turn 10. I need to calculate. 5, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. That is 9. Cops Corner is 9. So heading into turn 10, 11, 12, and then 13. And then the last corner is going to be turn 14, which is going to be the last corner of Maggots and Maggots. Then we're heading into this DRS detection point, DRS usage possibility, whatever you want to call it. Down the main straight he goes into turn 15, into 5th. You usually go through that corner in 5th gear. He decided to go 6th gear. Usually the guys are going into 6th gear when they don't feel very confident on the throttle. Going into turn 17, 18, and 19 to put himself in P15. Not the best lap, as he only put a 127.0 on the board, as he doesn't have a lot of ERS saved. So I think he's just got to push a little bit to get back into the pit lane, because otherwise he's not going to make it, I'm afraid, as a lap takes about 1 minute 30 around Silverstone if you don't have any ERS. We might want to focus with someone else here. Nobody else seems to be on track, only Dunsby. And then, of course, a couple of guys who are on an out lap. So we might want to go with Adrian here, as he's currently heading into Meggetts and Beggetts. And we might want to have a quick look with the standings of last season. So I'm just going to have a quick look at that right there. Heading into Formula 1 Racing League thingy here, driver standings. So the final standings, we had Tyler in P1, who got a race win in Spain at the last race. Then we have Lord Jinsey in P2. He came 17 points short. And Hackett Racing, who is not going to be here tonight, unfortunately, he was in P3. Further, we have Adrian, who is in P4. So Adrian is currently in P19 in the Aston Martin car, and he's going to go for another lap here. He didn't score too many good points. I mean, he didn't score a single podium except for Singapore, where he got second. But all the other races, he just got consistent points, consistent finishes, and that's what you need. Arcade in P5, he was a reserve driver. And then Krunex in P6, Angry Guns in P7. He's going to be here tonight in the Alfa Romeo, so he's definitely someone I'm going to be looking forward to watch it at. Elias only in P10, very disappointing there actually, as he had 3 DNFs in Bahrain, United States, and then another United States track, and he crashed out in Spain too. So hopefully his season is going to be a little bit more lucky here in season 4. And then the other guys in the top 10 were Dunsby, Koda Big, and all the other guys we have mentioned already. Lloyd Butler only got in P11, which is quite surprising to me, because he's usually a very fast driver. Benji Bucket only had driven 3 or 4 races, and he got P12. Flip was in P13, JT Gen in P14, Rhino Hussey with a surprising P15, and then actually Myth drove 2 races. He was a standby driver. He drove through 2 races. One was DNF and the other one was a race win. So a very interesting grid here, I must say, in Formula 1 Racing League, as Adrian puts himself in P2, only 1/10 away from Lord Jinsey right there. Beautifully done by the Aston Martin driver, as he does invalidate this lap. He's not going to be able to come back into the pits. He needs to save some ERS to be able to go out for another one. We might want to go with Angry Guns here, as there was a McLaren driver down the inside there of Angry Guns. He had to watch out a little bit. And then heading into turn 5 and 6, of course. As you know, Silverstone, a very good racing track, a lot of overtaking opportunities, and I do think these guys are all going to be able to do a splendid job at getting back onto like racing and all that kind of stuff. It's the first race of the season. They need to push a little bit more, but they also need to be a little bit careful. Almost an invalidation there for Angry Guns. Is he going to be having an improvement here coming out of Sector 2? He did definitely have an improvement coming into Sector 2, and that was almost a 10. So let's have a quick look if he's able to pull off another 10 off his time. And he's definitely going beautifully through Meggetts and Beggetts right there. With a good exit out of turn 13, he might be able to get some good timing on the board. Josip puts himself in P1 at 125.5. Beautiful time there by the Haas driver, heading into turn 15 for Angry Guns right now. With a good exit and heading into Sector 3, he might be able to drive a couple of 10s off his time right now. He touches the curb on the inside. He touches the other curb on the inside, around the outside. Touches the curb a little bit, and he puts himself in P6. 2 tenths, well, 1.5 tenths of an improvement for the Alfa Romeo driver, and that is going to be his qualifying time. Let's go to someone at the back of the grid here. Lloyd Butler is improving by about a 10th coming into Sector 2. So let's have a quick look if he's going to be able to put himself in the top 10 here. He's got someone in front of him. That is going to be the Haas driver, and that Haas driver is definitely going to be Josip, because he is the only Haas driver in the lobby today, I'm afraid. Heading into Cops Corner, and he's going to be invalidating. Unfortunately, Butler will not be able to improve his qualifying time. Will he make it on time across the finish line? He will not make it in time. So this is going to be his qualifying position. If nobody else behind him is going to be improving, Geldy might be improving though. Geldy, a very fast driver, heading into Sector 2. He is up by about half a tenth. as he doesn't touch that curb down the inside too much there, as usually you want to touch that curb a little bit in order to gain some time, because he's heading into Cop's corner and he loses it. Probably loses a little bit of time too, which is obviously not great for the Englishman, as we're heading into P17, and that is going to be Dunsby. Didn't improve a single second or a single tenth, and JT Gent is going to be all the way in P19. We might want to focus on the other Alfa Romeo driver, 9 seconds slower than his previous time. Dunsby right now heading into Sector 3, not improving by anything, but he might be able to get a little bit of time off his qualifying time here in Sector 3. What will it be for Dunsby? Not an improvement, as his qualifying position is going to be P17 if JT Gent is not going to be improving, and that is not going to be the case because he invalidated. Let's go back to 2 for him, who still seems to be on a fast lap heading into Sector 3 right now. He's up on his time, so maybe if he can get a little bit more time here in Sector 3, he might be able to put himself in the top 5. Let's have a quick look here. 2 for him coming across the line to put himself in P7, a 126.2. Not a bad lap at all. Angry Guns is going to go for another one, but he doesn't have the ERS to do it. And that is going to be your qualifying here in Formula 1 Racing League. We've seen some beautiful times. The pole time is going to be a 125.5, only 1/10 away from Lord Jinsey right here. And Lord Jinsey, he must be frustrated. He must be frustrated after, I'm not going to say giving away your championship lead in the last race of the season. He did kind of give it away. Not really giving it away, but he lost it. As simple as that. He's not going to get the pole in Silverstone either. And it's going to be Josip, the Haas driver, the only Haas driver in the lobby, who is going to be hopefully scoring some good points for the Haas team right there. We got fastest second sector. Elias, that is a glitch. Usually the guys who have the fastest second sector, when it shows up in like the on the map, it's usually not the case. So I've no idea who still has to come into the pits. Ah, there we go. It's been fixed. So these are going to be the standings. The Croatian driver Josip is going to put himself in P1, Lord Jinsey in P2, and Adrian in P3. Further, we've got Tyler, Benji Bucket, Angry Guns, 2 for him, Will Askew, Archie, Sheepy Kev, and Flip in the top 11. I thought Flip was still in the top 10, but he wasn't. And then we've got the rest of the grid: Hammer, Butler, Coda Pick, Bobinator, Geldy, Dunsby, and Origulas. And JT Gent all the way in P19. He had put a 127.6, not too far away from P1 if I'm being honest, only 2 seconds away, which is not too much of a gap if I'm being honest. And then the top 10 is within a second of P1. Beautifully done right there. There's only a 10th away from P1 to P2, which is also very competitive. So I'm really interested in seeing what kind of strategies everyone is going to be using, because medium softs could work in Silverstone. But I do think a lot of guys are going to be using medium hards, hard mediums. Definitely not a two-stopper, because the pit lane, like the speed entry in the pit lane here in Silverstone is only 60 kilometers an hour or 60 miles an hour. I'm not 100% sure. And on other tracks, it is 80 miles an hour. So we are not going to be having a good two-stop strategy here around Silverstone. So all the guys are currently in the pit box. You're all going to be changing their setups. I don't think they're allowed to change their setups, but they might be able to change their strategy, because usually the game is going to suggest a strategy, but if you don't want that strategy, you don't need to go for it. The guys can just change it. If it says pit around lap 15 and you want to pit around lap 16 or 17, you can simply change that in game, which is absolutely beautiful in my opinion. But also a very fun game is F1 Manager. I haven't played it myself, but it looks like a very fun game. I've seen it before from a live stream, and I think we're going to be having green lights first for this formation lap. So we'll patiently have to wait for the formation lap to be done. Josip is going to be starting first, but we definitely want to have a quick look with the tires here. A lot of hards, a lot of mediums. The majority of the people are going on to hards, I think. I need to count real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 people go onto the hard. So it is indeed a majority of the people going onto the hard tires. And then the rest of the grid is going to go onto medium tires. Very interesting to see. The race leader is going to start on the hards to try and extend these hards as much as possible. And then all the guys behind him on the medium tires will try to get that position from Josip, of course. And then we've got Benji Bucket in P5. He is going to try and get a little bit closer to the guys on the mediums, but it's going to be a hard challenge because overtaking someone on the hards when they're on the mediums is really hard. It is really hard. I can speak from experience. But usually the hard tires around Silverstone are a little bit better. I don't know how that makes sense, but the hard tires seem to be a little bit better around Silverstone. Like, they just have more pace. They simply have more pace, and I have no explanation for it. It's just what it is, and it used to be in the 2021 game too. This is, of course, a 2023 game. The 2022 game I'm talking about. So it used to be in the 2022 game, also in the 2023 game, and also in the 2021 game. So just go on to hard tires. It seems like the better option to start with, and then you can finish the race on the faster tire. But yeah, a lot of guys have chosen to go for another strategy, starting on the mediums, finishing on the hards. They might think there's going to be an early safety car. 26 laps to go here in Silverstone. So hopefully we are going to be having a good live stream with not too many crashes. Well, we want to see a lot of battles, of course, but I'm not 100% sure if that is going to be the case. Josip is going to slow down a little bit right there as he wants to put himself perfectly onto his starting position. Everyone has to... Oh, there goes the Aston Martin driver. He went back a little bit. And he probably has a purple thingy right there. I don't know, perfect. Like, what does it say when you're perfectly stationed into your parking spot? So we have got 5 red lights here in the Formula 1 Racing League, as we're currently heading into season 4, round 1 of the Silverstone Grand Prix. And off we go, 5 red lights, and away we go with a good start from Josip right there. I think both the Aston Martins are looking to make a move on Lord Genzi here. They're either battling with each other or with the McLaren driver, and it seems like Tyler has made his way up into P3 already. Adrian in P4, Benji Bucket in P5. Will Askew is having a heated battle with 2Form here at the back of the grid. Well, the middle of the field, actually, Benji Bucket having a battle with Adrian as someone crashed out. That is going to be Archie. Dropped back all the way to P19. We've got Benji Bucket in P5 right now. He's got that Alfa Romeo right behind him. Angry Guns, who's looking to make up a couple of positions here. He's made up one already. No, he didn't. He started in P16. Currently is still in P16. 2Form lost 1 position and Flip won 2 positions. The biggest winner of the evening is going to be both Geldy and actually only Geldy, because I think Origulas got overtaken by Dunsby again. And the biggest loser is unfortunately going to be Archie. But overall, not too many incidents here between the guys, as that's of course lovely to see that everyone is able to keep it clean on track right now. We've got a pretty close gap between Tyler and Lord Ginzy here. P1 and P2 in the Drivers' Championship of last season. And Tyler was the one to run away with the prize. But Lord Genzi is definitely going to hope to get that Drivers' Championship this season here in Season 4 in the Formula 1 Racing League. So let's have a quick look whether Tyler is going to be able to make that move on the McLaren driver again. Lord Ginzy being on that toe from Josep. Looks like he's going to try and make a move down the inside here. He's having the outside line. Tyler has to back out of it. He was looking to make a move down the inside. He goes. Beautiful move there from Tyler as he doesn't leave any room, any mistakes for the McLaren driver to be made. And of course, Tyler now up into P2, Lord Ginzy into P3, and Adrian into P4. And I can think that Adrian is going to make it very difficult for Lord Ginzy to close down that gap to Tyler, because he's going to keep him busy. He's going to keep him busy here in Silverstone. There is it says there is a 1.3 minute gap between Will Askew and Angry Guns. Of course, that is not true. But we're going to focus a little bit more here in P1 and P2 because Tyler has made his way up into P2 and he's looking to make that overtake on Josip, as he's currently coming into Meggetts and Beckett's And with a good exit, he might be able to make that move. He's using a little bit of VRS here. Down to mace rate with the slipstream he's going to have. He might have a good chance, but Josip just has too many straight line speed here for the Aston Martin to make the overtake. Here goes Tyler into Sector 3. He's not looking to make a move, though, as he's got to back out of it. He's got to patiently wait before he can make that move happen, because it's such a hard thing making that overtake here in Sector 3 around Silverstone. There's a possibility. As you can see, he's got the fastest lap here already, a 129.9 if I was not mistaken. And the DRS is enabled too. So coming out of turn 5, he will have the DRS. And will he be able to make that move? That is a good question. Let's have a quick look. With a good exit coming out of turn 5, he might be able to do that right there. And he is going to be able to do that. DRS wide open, ERS wide open. Will he be using it? It doesn't look like it. He doesn't get any closer, as he will have to back out. Let's go to Will Askew. 2 tenths away from Angry Guns. 3 tenths right now, as he doesn't look like he's going to be able to make that overtake here in Sector 2. Let's go over to JT Gent, right behind the AlphaTauri driver. JT Gent, a fabulous driver, made his way up into P16. Started in P19 after a very disappointing qualifying, but it looks like he's doing a splendid job trying to find his way through the field. Currently 3 positions gained already, and his next target is going to be Dunsby RUFC. Tyler closing down that gap, 2 tenths right now. He's going to have another DRS opportunity. Here he goes around the outside. Not much room has been given by Josip, but right enough to make that overtake work. Josip right now in P2. Butler retired from the session. Are we going to have a safety car? Does look like it. And Tyler is coming into the pits. Tire-wise, he was on the medium tires. Will he be switching on to the hard tires to finish off this race with, or will he be going on to mediums to finish off the race on the soft tires? Good question. A lot of guys are still staying out. Josip currently in P1 stays out on the hard tires. So does Benji Bucket in P2. Angry Guns currently in P3 on the medium tires. Will ask you the same strategy as Angry Guns. Then we've got 2Form and Shipikev both on the hard tires. Flip decided to not come into the pits either. Neither did Galdi, neither did Kodapik, neither did Hammer, neither did Dunsby, JT Gent, Archie. All of those guys decided to not come into the pits, which means that Tyler will be put in P14 right now on the hard tires. So is Lord Genzi in P15, and then Adrian in P16. The top 3, well, not really the top 3, but the guys that I think are going to be able to get into the top 3 have been pushed back to P14, 15, and 16 due to that pit stop strategy. Origulas has taken a very interesting strategy. I think he was on the hard tires, went on to the medium tires, and he might be finishing this race on the soft tires. That would be a great strategy for the Portuguese driver if he can come into the pits around lap 16 to go onto the soft tires and then finish off the race on those soft tires. I'm just going to take the Division 2 standings or driver results from last season on my phone to kind of talk about that too. So Brad Races takes the Division 2 title. Brad doesn't seem to be in the lobby today, unfortunately, but he won 3 straight races to be able to take that driver championship home. We had Galdi in P2, who is going to be in the lobby today. He's currently in P8. And then we have Shipikev, who came in P3. He kind of messed it up in that last race, where he only got 42 points compared to Brad Races, who received 70 points. He also had a very disappointing United States Grand Prix where he only scored 19 points. Hammer was P4 in the Drivers' Championship. As I said, he was a little bit ups and downs. He had a podium in the last Grand Prix, but then in the United States he only had 13 points. In Bahrain he only had 21. In Canada he only had 1 with the fastest lap point. So that is something you have to think about as a racing driver. He came in P4, so that's a great job. Currently in P10, so he's going to be scoring a couple of points, and I think the top 15 scores points if I'm not mistaken. Tomo in P5 right now. The Williams driver has got a pretty good palmarès. He has 3 podiums during last season. I think we had 12 races, didn't we? So that's about 20%. Wait, let me have a quick think. 25% of the races he was on the podium. Matko is not in the lobby today, neither is Bobkun, neither is Youngie, neither is Murph, neither is Foxy, neither is Vindog, and all the other guys are probably staying in Div 2. I'm here on holiday. Oh, Brad Races makes sense. Oh, are you on Silverstone on holiday? Oh, that's quite funny. That's quite funny. So you can virtually think you're driving to. It's probably dark outside, but doesn't really matter. But I haven't got any record on Josip. I have no idea who Josip is. I think he's a new driver, I assume. But I have no idea actually. Geldy, he had some good podiums. He had 3 race wins and 5 podiums. And then we had Brad Races who had 4 race wins and 8 podiums. So yeah, in my opinion, it's a deserved championship winner. Brad Races is not going to be here, but Geldy is, and he's going to make a Division 2 proud, of course. I'm just gonna take a quick sip of water before we're gonna go again. Because I think we are gonna go again. Yes, we are. Perfect. I'm just gonna listen to the YouTube real quick, guys. Oh, is that Bobkin? Oh, Bobinator. Right, that is Bobinator. Yeah. No. I think I made some kind of mistake. Brad Races. My apologies. I thought it was someone else. All right, here we go. Josip leading the championship, leading the race and the championship for now. Benji Bucket has left the session. I might want to... Oh, he DNF'd. Benji Bucket DNF'd. He binned it. He binned it once again, and Josip has such a big lead. 1.3 seconds right now on these hard tires, and this is great for his potential race when we have an incident between the Red Bull and the Aston Martin, and that is going to be Tyler. Tyler has a broken front wing. He's got no front wing. Archie got a 10-second time penalty as he probably crashed out Tyler right there. He's having some struggles as we've got a virtual safety car just to make sure these guys are going to get back to the pack. Although I don't think that the safety car, well, the virtual safety car does that actually. It just makes everyone go slow, but I don't know why, because the incident has happened in Sector 1. They're all currently in Sector 2, so... Shipikev right now in P5. He's made his way up into the top 5. And he's not doing a bad job. Abominator with the drive-through penalty right there. What a bad job by the Alpine driver trying to keep his pace and his delta positive. And Shipikev currently trying to make his way into the top 4. He's about 8 tenths behind 2Form. And 2Form, what a splendid job he's doing right now on these hard tires. He's running the preferred strategy as he's possibly looking to make a move onto Will Askew. He's right on the tail of the Ferrari driver into Sector 3. He goes into turn 16, 17, and 18 right now. Is he going to be able to make that move? Doesn't look like it. He's taking a lot of curb on the exit, but Will Askew seems to be having a better exit coming out of that corner section. Now heading into turn 1 again. 5-second time penalty for Bobinator. What a bad race this guy is having right now. A drive-through penalty, and when he came to the pits, he had a 5-second time penalty. But now, 2Form looking to make a move anytime soon. He's waiting for the perfect moment to come around as if he's having a little bit of a snap. He needs to control his car right there, but he manages to do so. He's got Shipikev right behind him though, although he's already in front of him. And 2Form is going to be losing a position to the Welsh driver right there. 2Form dropped the position. Shipikev gained the position, and his next target is going to be Will Askew. So maybe Shipikev can bring 2Form back to Will Askew. And whenever Shipikev is going to be having a battle, Will Askew, he might be able to make a mistake there and just crash both of the drivers out, and all of a sudden 2Form is going to be on the podium. So that's all to play for here in the top 5 right now, as 3 drivers are having a battle for the top 3 position. Shipikev looking to make a move. He's not going to have the DRS yet, but he's using a lot of DRS already. He's choosing to go down the inside right now. Beautifully done by Shipikev. Not much skill is needed to do that, but maybe Will Askew can make his way back up into P3. if he can get a good exit coming out of turn 15. Doesn't look like it. Shipikev keeps the position, and now it's Elias's turn, 2Form's turn, to make the overtake on Will Askew right now. Coming around the last corner they go with a good exit into sector 1. He might be able to make that move, but it's not looking like he's going to be able to do that right now. Elias, an absolutely fantastic driver. He's very clean. He's very respectful, and he leaves room for guys to make the overtake. He is not that kind of guy that is going to say, you know, I don't want you to overtake me, so I'm going to be dirty. He's not that kind of guy. He's just going to leave enough space for you to get past. As we're looking at Will Askew making a move down the inside of Shipikev into turn 7. They go into turn 8 right now. Fast right, a slow right-hander, kind of a U-turn right there. As a beautiful move there by Will Askew, the Ferrari driver, currently in a P3. I think it's going to be some back and forward racing between these two, as Elias is not able to keep up with the pace of these two. Even after the battling, he's not able to keep up with the pace, although 310s behind these two right now. Shipikev with a good exit coming out of Maggots and Beckets. A little bit of a lag there from Will Askew, which might have given Shipikev a little bit of a jump scare there. And did he catch a track warning? Doesn't look like it. A DRS wide open, ERS wide open as he goes around the outside. Beautiful move there by Shipikev, and can 2Form benefit from this mistake by Will Askew? Doesn't look like it. He's right on the tail, but it doesn't look like he's got any opportunity to make the overtake, and he still has to patiently wait. But the more he's going to be behind these cars, the more degradation he's going to have, because you will have more dirty air, and your tires will be getting older sooner, if that makes sense. JT Jens seems to be having an overtake on Dunsby, or Igualas looking to make a move on Dunsby too. Dunsby choosing the inside line into turn 1. Although Origulas was not going to be able to make the overtake, he's choosing to go very aggressive into turn 3 right there. Into turn 4 and 5 they go right now. And then, of course, you've got that DRS section. Origulas down the main straight he goes. He has the inside line, and he's gonna leave enough space for Dunsby to get past. But that space was actually not needed, as Dunsby was not able to get next to the Alfa Romeo driver anymore. Tyler with the fastest lap, he's choosing to go onto the soft tires all the way in P17 right now. The Aston Martin driver got taken out by Archie, as Archie got a 10-second time penalty, unfortunately. But let's go back to Shipikev here, as he's right on the tail of Will Askew with a good exit. He's going to be able to make that overtake, of course, with the use of DRS. Here he goes. He uses a lot of DRS too. And what will 2Form do? What will 2Form do? He's going down the inside. Will Askew is leaving enough space to make the overtake. And there he goes, Elias down the inside. And Will Askew retakes that position from the Mercedes driver. And 2Form will definitely be frustrated with that retake by Will Askew. He's got to patiently wait, but I'm pretty sure he's going to be happy with a P5 already, as that will be a lot of points for the Mercedes driver to start off his Division 1 season. We're heading into lap 10 out of the 26. These guys are keeping the pace in the race. Lord Jinsey having a battle with his teammate. Geldy gave that position to his teammate. I think Lord Jinsey is running a different strategy. 6-lap-old hards compared to 9-lap-old hards from Geldy. And then, of course, Kodapik running 9-lap-old mediums. It's almost going to be coming to the pits time, as it seems like Kodapik does have the DRS into turn 6 and 7. They go, touching the curb down the inside. He's going to take a tight line through turn 7 right now. Talking about Lord Jinsey here. He's not going to have a good exit. Usually around turn 7, you want to take a very wide line into that U-turn to be able to have a good exit coming out of that corner, but it didn't look like Lord Jinsey had that in mind. Coming into Cobb's corner right now, into Maggots and Beckets they go. It's not an overtaking opportunity for any of these guys, as they just need to make sure to stay on track instead of taking each other out when going side by side. There's not enough room to make the overtake through Maggots and Beckets, but down the main straight they go. It might be a double overtake for Lord Jinsey if he can catch the slipstream from Kodapik. Kodapik goes down the inside into turn 15, decides to back out of it. Shipikev for the 3-second time penalty, as he's going to be the third person on the grid right now with a penalty. And there goes Kodapik into the pits. Flip doesn't have too much ERS left. He is on those old medium tires. He's got no ERS left. and this is not looking great for the Williams driver. Lord Jinsey has made his way up already into P7, Adrian in P8, and Geldy in P9. Geldy didn't make it too difficult for Adrian to make the overtake, so now Adrian is looking to make a move onto Lord Jinsey pretty soon. A little bit of a mistake there from Flip, who touched the curb down the inside. He has an awkward line, so does Lord Jinsey. He has to back out because also Flip backed out of that aggressive curb touch. And now he can easily make the move down the inside. It's going to be 3 wide. And are they going to be... No, they're not going to be taking each other out. I thought Adrian was going to take out Lord Jinsey right there. Now around the outside he goes. P8 for the Aston Martin driver. Is he going to be able to keep that position? He's going to go up into P7 side by side with Flip, as I think Flip is backing out of that move. He's not going to do Hamilton back in 2021, as he gets a 3-second time penalty for going too wide coming out of Cobb's corner. And that is unfortunately going to cost him a couple of positions right there. Geldy right behind Flip right now on these 10-lap-old hards. And obviously, they're going to be a little bit fresher than those medium tires. Sheepy Kev making his way up into P3, as they're still having a heated battle, a 3-way battle for the top 3 position. Will Askew is coming into the pits, and I really wonder if there's going to be a safety car anytime soon, because the guys who are currently on the hard tires, if there is a safety car right now, they should be able to go into the pits and go for a medium tires to finish off this race. Will Askew still in the pit lane, and where is he going to come out? It is going to be behind the Red Bull driver, although the Red Bull driver is coming into the pits. That is going to be Archie Bobinator all the way in P15, Kodapik in P16, and Tyler all the way at the back of the grid, unfortunately in P17, but he's going to score the fastest lap point. I'm not too sure how that point system works here in the Formula 1 Racing League. But we might want to have a quick look with Adrian here in P6. He's got 8-lap-old hards, and he wants to finish this race on those hard tires. He still has to go for 14 more laps, so he will be on 22-lap-old hards. A very interesting strategy by Adrian and Lord Jinsey, but will it pay off? That will be a very good question. I think Angry Guns will have a good shot at winning this race too, but he's got to come into the pits pretty soon. I think he's waiting for a safety car to come out, but the question is, when is that safety car actually going to come out? Geldy right now is still right behind Flip. I'm just going to take a quick sip of water here, guys. Geldy losing the toe of Flip right there. 7/10 right now. But Flip does have a penalty, so I think Geldy can benefit from that a little bit. Flip coming into the pits on these medium tires. And now, unfortunately, Geldy is not going to be having any DRS down the main straight in Sector 1. This is not looking great for Geldy. I think he's going to lose some time to Flip right there, because Flip is having the undercut. Well, not really the undercut, but Geldy is going to be having the faster tire at the end of the race. So the question is, who is in the benefit here for that P7 position? And also, 2 for him. Is he going to make his way up? Where is... Oh yeah, Will Askew came into the pits. That's right. Totally forgot about that. So 2 for him is keeping up with Sheepy Kev right now. 5/10. If he can keep it close to Sheepy Kev, he only has to battle Will Askew for that top 3 position, because Sheepy Kev has got a penalty already. And there's possibly going to be a lot of other guys cutting the corners, cutting the grass, whatever you want to call it, and getting a track warning and a 3-second time penalty eventually, heading into Megats and Beckets right now. And they're also keeping up with Angry Guns a little bit here. He's on 12-lap-old mediums, so he's going to be a little bit slower at this time during the race. But he's got to come into the pits pretty soon. I think he's just waiting for that safety car to come out and wait till there's mistakes going to be made. Elias, who has about 25 to 30% of ERS. Sheepy Kev, who has less than 20 right now. As you can see at the back of his car, his lights are blinking. Elias coming into the pits. He's going on a different strategy. He's gonna get a 5-second time penalty. He went too fast into that pit lane, and that is gonna be a very unfortunate speeding in the pit lane penalty. Angry Guns currently in P4, but he's gonna drop back a couple of positions. And where is he gonna end up in? I think he's going to be behind his teammate Origulas, which is obviously great. And where is Elias going to end up in? He still has that 5-second time penalty to cope with. He's going to be in front of the Ferrari driver, which is great. Well, is he? Is he going to be in front of the Ferrari driver? Let's have an on-board drive with Will Askew here. And Willie Askew is going to be in front of those two. So he's made the undercut work perfectly for him. But what is Sheepy Kev going to do? JT Gent on 13 lap old hards makes his way up into P6. They're going side by side into that long right-hander as the Red Bull driver seems to be having a better exit right now. Down the main straight they go, still side by side into Cop's corner in a second. Hammer is going to go right the outside and he's going to go for it. He's going to go for it. Are we going to be having a Hamilton Verstappen incident? It doesn't look like it. Hammer does have a better exit though, makes its way up into P7. They're going side by side into Meggets and Beckett's, but Hammer decides to back out of it. Beautifully done by Hammer, keeping the sportsmanship driving here in Formula 1 Racing League. 2 for him, getting another 3-second time penalty. This is definitely not what he should be hoping for. He's gone onto the medium tires. Sheepy Kev coming into the pits. He's also possibly going onto the medium tires. And he's the one who didn't get a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Adrian right behind Lord Jinsey. Both drivers running different strategies, but they've got such a big of a gap compared to all the other guys. JT Gent is in third with 9 seconds behind these guys. He still has to come into the pit. So is Dunsby. And Origelas being on those 11 lap old mediums is not looking awful, if I'm being honest. He can still come into the pits, go onto the soft tires and catch the fastest lap or something like that. Adrian is losing the toe a little bit here to Lord Jinsey, the Aston Martin driver, having some good pace. He got in P3 or P4 last season, and he's definitely looking to get a good position once again here in the Drivers' Championship. If he's going to keep on driving like this, it will definitely be a top 3 position. But it all depends on whether Josip is going to be able to get closer to these guys. I do think that Lord Jinsey and Adrian are going to be dropping pace quite heavily at the end of the race. There's still 11 more laps to go, so they're halfway through their stint. And Josip is just gone on to new fresh mediums. So let's have a quick look how much time he gains through this part of the track. As he's currently at 18 seconds, and I just want to have a quick look how much time he gains in Sector 3. So he's not going to gain any time down the straights, but he's definitely gaining a little bit of time here through turn 15. JT Jens comes into the pits, and it is going to be 2 tenths already. 3 tenths already for Josip right now, 4 tenths already, and in only one sector he's going to be gaining 4 tenths. So let's calculate real quick. 10 laps, 3 sectors, which is going to be 30 sectors. And then you have 4 tenths for 30 seconds, which is going to be 12 seconds, isn't it? It is going to be 12 seconds. So he might not be able to get back to them as he's 17 seconds behind right now. These guys here in P8 and P7 are having a heated battle too. It's once again Sheepy Kev and 2 for him, as it seems like 2 for him made the undercut work, chooses to go for a tight line. Sheepy Kev might be able to make the switchback work. Heading into turn 8 right now. Josip makes the overtake on Origulas, and I think Origulas just gave that position for free because there was no point in battling him anyway. Josip on these new fresh mediums, and then Origulas definitely running a different strategy. I think he went for hards at the beginning of the race, went on to mediums when he came to the pits, and he's looking to either go on to mediums or soft tires once again, but he's currently the guy on the oldest set of mediums, and Sheepy Kev seems like he's made his way up into P7, but he had that position anyway because 2 for him has a 5-second time penalty. Adrian in P2, looking to close down that gap to Lord Jinsey, but for now, it seems like it's almost impossible getting any closer to the McLaren driver. Someone has crashed out. That is going to be Archie coming out of Meggets and Beckett's. Is this going to be a safety car? Good question. This would be great for Origulas, although he already passed the pit lane right there, and it's not going to be a safety car situation. I think Archie just DNF'd on the on track, which is obviously not allowed. So Sean, if you're listening, Josip making his way up into P3. Yes, sir. Dunsby didn't waste any time battling him there. as Adrian is currently in P2. He's made his way a little bit closer. 4/10 right now. It's definitely doable coming out of Megads and Beckets, but it all depends on what his tire strategy and you know, they're running the same tire strategy, but they're not using the same setup. So if you're faster coming out of Megads and Beckets, it's definitely going to be an opportunity for you. And there goes Adrian down the inside. He goes into turn 15 as he makes his way up to the lead of the race. Is he going to be keeping this position? Lord Jinsey down the inside with a deep dive bomb into turn 16. He might be able to make his way up back into the lead of the race. Adrian with a beautiful defense there down the inside as he's going to keep his line. Lord Jinsey around the outside decides to grab the lead of the race once again. And we're going to be seeing some heavy battling here from these two over and over again as they're very competitive and very similar race pace. Adrian right now 5/10. Once again, he's gonna have another DRS opportunity here coming out of turn 5 though, but will it be enough? 5/10 behind the McLaren driver. It's definitely not looking like it's gonna be enough. Pit entry for Tyler as he's gonna go on another set of soft tires. JT Gen on 3 second time penalty there for the Alpine driver, I'm afraid. And then we've got 2 for him being able to close down that gap to Will Askew, which is obviously great. Will Askew being on those hard tires. He's got to finish the race on those hard tires, but 2 for him is also going to be finishing the race on these 4-lap-old mediums. Still 8 more laps to go, so he will be on 12-lap-old mediums. Beautiful strategy for the Mercedes driver right there. And also Sheepy Kev will finish the race on 11-lap-old mediums. Adrian with a good exit coming out of Megads and Beckets might have another opportunity. He's not going to be close enough though. He's not going to be close enough, so he's got to patiently wait for another lap, another lap, and another lap, and another lap. And I think the laps are just going to be coming, and opportunities are going to be running out. Currently in a P2, 5/10 behind Lord Jinsey. Lord Jinsey is just able to keep his tires so well temperatured. And I think that is the reason why he's not making any mistakes coming out of the corners. Sometimes going through a corner here, for example, in turn 1, you're sometimes going to slide because your tires are overheating. And I think Lord Jinsey is just doing a splendid job keeping his tires at the right temperature around that 105 degrees mark. And Adrian might be struggling to do that a little bit here with that dirty air he's got from the McLaren driver right in front of him. And of course, if you've got a lot of dirty air, your tires are going to be done at the end of the race. And I think that's what's happening with Adrian right now. Lord Jinsey, who's got free air, he's got no dirty air whatsoever. And then you've got Adrian, who's stuck within 5/10 of a guy in front of him. This is not looking great for the Aston Martin driver right now. Let's go back to Sheepy Kev, who's currently in P6, 4/10 in between Will Askew and the AlphaTauri driver right now. Also 2 for him right behind these guys. So we've got a repeat of what happened earlier, a 3-way battle for P3, but now that 3-way battle is for the top 5. Dunsby, who is on 80-lap-old hard, so he still has to come into the pits as he will probably go onto the soft tires. Adrian has made his way up into P1, and this time he manages to secure that P1 position as he's got Lord Jinsey right behind him though. 2/10, 3/10, and now the roles have reversed. If Adrian can keep this position with the free air, with no dirty air whatsoever, he's going to be able to keep his tires stable, and then he will make it very difficult for Lord Jinsey to keep his tires at the right temperature. And I think it is going to be more difficult for Lord Jinsey to be in P2 and not being able to not lose any time, because he hasn't been in this position yet. His tires were always going to be optimal, but right now it doesn't look like they are. 6/10 behind Adrian, and he's even losing more time probably here coming into sector 2, coming into turn 6, 7, and 8. And this is not looking great for Lord Jinsey. Let's go back to Sheepy Kev right now as they're heading into turn 6. He's going to have a good exit coming out of turn 5. And that is going to be, with the use of DRS, a good overtaking opportunity for Sheepy Kev. 2 for him just has to wait and see on what's going to happen, because he's got that 5-second time penalty and that 3-second time penalty. So it's not looking great for 2 for him right now. Has a little bit of a snap coming out of turn 8. Turn 7, I must say. 7/10 for Lord Jinsey. Let's go to the back of the grid as JT Gen is right behind Hammer right now. Into sector 2 they go. And can he make his way up into the top 11? That would be great. Let's have a quick look at the penalties here between all the guys. JT Gen, 8-second time penalty. That is not looking great. We've also got 2 for him with 8 seconds. And Sheepy Kev also has 8 seconds. So actually, Will Askew is battling with 2 guys who've got 8-second time penalty. And I think, personally, you wouldn't have to battle that heavily then as he makes his way up into P4. Once again, Sheepy Kev goes onto the curb as he got pushed wide a little bit there. Not too much contact between the two, but you've got that, you know, the guy is closing in, so you need to go off track in order to avoid some kind of contact, you know. So, what happened, Archie? What happened? 4-lap old hearts, you seem to be on kind of fresh hearts, so it couldn't be the hearts that made you fuck up. So what happened, Archie? Sheepy Kev, 2 tenths right now. Let's go on board with Lord Jinsey. Once again, he's not able to close down that gap. 5 more laps to go after this one. We're heading into lap 22 out of the 26. We're currently in sector 2. Into Cops Corner they go. Lord Jinsey not able to close down that gap to Adrian. He's stuck around that 6/10 mark. Let's go on board with Sheepy Kev here, right behind Will Askew once again. And I think he's going to be stuck behind these guys forever. Angry Guns, who is closed down to 2 for him. And that is going to be very great for the Alfa Romeo driver, because that way he's going to be gaining 2 positions, actually. 1 to Sheepy Kev and 1 to 2 for him. Lord Jinsey has retaken the lead of the race. And let's go on board at the back of the grid with Flip as he's heading into Maggots and Maggots right now. He's got Kodapik right in front of him. Sheepy Kev making his way up into P4 right now. Provisional P4 because he's got that penalty, of course. I think Will Askew just has to keep it clean. Don't make any stupid mistakes. Don't make any risky moves, whatever you want to call it. As you can see, he tried to be a little bit more secure on the throttle there. Because in my opinion, he could have gone full throttle, but he didn't decide to go for it, and he just went a little bit smoother onto the throttle in order to avoid any mistakes or any crashes with Sheepy Kev, as he went a little bit weird through that corner. Right now, he has another snap. Will Askew making a move around the outside with the use of DRS, and maybe 2 for him can benefit from this too. Making his way up into P5 is 2 for him, and he makes his way past Sheepy Kev right now. Sheepy Kev around the outside. He's gonna have a good exit coming out of this corner, maybe with a little bit of a switchback. 2 for him. Beautiful line there by the Belgian driver, as he's gonna keep this P5 forever, I think, because Sheepy Kev is very hungry, but I think 2 for him is a very difficult driver to overtake here in sector 2. Sheepy Kev around the outside. He decided to go for it. Well, he was looking to go for it, but the room was not there. He was not close enough. So he's going to be patiently waiting. 2 for him might be able to make the overtake on Will Askew too. He's going to have the DRS. He's using a little bit of DRS too. I don't think he should use all of his DRS. He should save a little bit. And they're going 3 wide, 3 abreast into turn 15. As it is going to be Sheepy Kev who's taking P4 right now. We've got 2 for him side by side with Will Askew. And all of a sudden 2 for him, instead of going to P4, he goes to P6. Archie says, well, was all over the guy in front, then had a snap, and Tyler just hit me. Not his fault. Fair enough, Archie. Yeah, nothing you can do about that, of course. I mean, if you're just having a snap, losing control of your car, nothing you can do about it. It's just that kind of something that you have every now and then as a racing driver. And yeah, some of these guys still have it. You know, we've seen 2 for him having it a couple of times coming out of Cops Corners. Will Askew right now in P4. He's had it a couple of times. 2 for him around the outside. Mercedes driver looking to make his way up into P5. And this is, of course, the battle for P6, because Angry Guns doesn't have a single penalty. And he's going to make his way up into P5 because Sheepy Kev and 2 for him have a 8-second time penalty. Yo, Shuki, how are you doing? How are you doing? 2 for him down the inside, as he made a mistake, and Angry Guns makes his way up into P6. So that's 1 move done already. And if Flip can keep up with these guys, if these guys are going to be battling a little bit more, we might be seeing Flip in the top 7. Sheepy Kev back up into P4. Beautiful move there by the Welsh driver as he doesn't have any ERS left. We'll ask you down the inside, is he going to go for it? Yes, indeed he is. Turn 16. And a little bit of a risky move. Touched the curb a little bit too much, but he made it work. And Lord Jinsey still stuck behind Adrian. I think Adrian made his way up into P1 again. And the problem is, look at Mr. Josip. 2.7 seconds right now as there's 2 more laps to go. So I think he's finding his groove on these medium tires. Thank you for the heart, Shuki. Really appreciate it. Stop annoying me. Stop annoying me. I can see them. Really appreciate it. 2.4 seconds right now for Josip, right behind Lord Jinsey. And what is Sheepy Kev gonna do? What is Sheepy Kev gonna do? Into P7 he is. No, into P5. Well, provisionally he is into P7. No, P6. Because 2 for him is into P7. And 2 for him, hopefully he's gonna make his way up past Sheepy Kev. But it's definitely not looking like it. He's got 1 car in between his main rival for now. Angry Guns in P6. He's gonna make it difficult for 2 for him. I know 2 for him is sometimes a little nervous when being behind someone. Kind of made a mistake every now and then in Season 3. Josip, 1.9 seconds right now. 2 more laps to go. With the DRS, we've got Sheepy Kev around the outside. Oh, Angry Guns. Elias with a beautiful move. He was looking to make it work, but kind of backed out of it. Didn't want to risk anything, as it's a 4-way battle for P4 right now. If any penalties get given out here, that might be the thunderstorm in this battle. Tyler with a 3-second time penalty, but he's in P14 anyway, so it doesn't really matter too much. Josip, 1.4 seconds right now. He's on 11 lap old fresher tires, although medium tires, you cannot really compare that with hard tires, can you? Let's go back to Josip, as this is going to be a 3-way battle for the race win. Lap 25 out of the 26. And is he going to be able to catch this race win? His first race win in Formula 1 Racing League. It's all been about the strategy. It's all been about the pace. And is he going to be able to make those last required overtakes on both Lord Jinsey and Adrian? He will make it very difficult for them to be able to grab this race win. But it's a three-way battle. Lord Jinsey now around the outside into turn 15. He goes a little bit too wide, has to back out of the move, has to go off throttle a little bit there to be able to keep his car on track. And now Josip managed to get within 5/10 of Lord Jinsey. Will he be able to make that overtake? It is a good opportunity for Josip to take the race win, take the first race win here in Season 4 Formula 1 Racing League. With a good exit coming out of turn 3, he might be able to make that overtake already on the McLaren driver right now. Into turn 4 they go, into turn 5 they go. Josip with a good exit. Will he be able to make that move? DRS wide open. He has a little bit of a snap there. Josip with the mistake. That is mistake 1 already, and it might be a very sour mistake already. DRS wide open. Well, will it be enough? It will all come down to that main straight. It will all come down coming out of Maggots and Baggots to make the overtake, to have a good exit coming out of turn 14. A little bit of a slide there from Josip. Will he be able to make that overtake? Very good question. Josip coming into Copse Corner right now. P3 for the Croatian driver. But will it be a P1? Will it be a P2? Or will he still be dropped back to P3? Lord Jinsey makes a mistake coming out of Copse Corner. He went onto the curb a little bit too much. Right now, Josip in P2. He's going to have the DRS. 5/10 behind Adrian. Last lap of the race. And Lord Jinsey grabs the 3-second time penalty, so he's going to be secured off that P3. But P1 is still a big question. Is Adrian going to pull it off on these 22-lap-old hards? Josip right behind him. He was 17 seconds behind the Aston Martin driver. But Adrian coming around the last couple of corners. Is he going to take the race win? The first race here in Formula 1 Racing League goes to Adrian as he comes across the line. 2/10 is what Josip is behind Adrian. And Lord Jinsey is going to be in P3. Will Askew in P4 and Sheepy Kev in P5. Angry Guns in P6 right now, although he's going to make up 1 position to Sheepy Kev. So congratulations on the top 5, as 2 for him is going to be dropping back a position 2. Shipikev in P6, 2Forum in P7, and then Kodapik in P8, Flip in P9, and Geldi in P10 as he's going to come across the line, but he's not going to score a single position, I think. Or Flip has more than 3. No, he doesn't. Hammer in P11, Dunsby in P12, Aurigulas in P13, Tyler in P14. With the fastest lap, if I'm not mistaken. Let me have a quick look. Yes, indeed, a 127.8. That's more than 2 seconds faster than most of the guys on track out here. And now we have got JT Gent and Bobinator. Both didn't have the race they hoped they had. JT Gent went really late onto the soft tires, so I think that might have messed up his strategy right there. And then we have Bobinator, P16. I'm not too sure what happened to the Alpine driver, but not a great start of his race, of his season 4 here in Division 1. The Division 1 story of Bobinator didn't start very well, but we might be able to see a comeback season from the Alpine driver. So that is going to be a very exciting end of this race. We had Josip 17 seconds behind, and he made his way up into P2 still. Great race from the Haas driver, Adrian, who came from whatever position he was to P1 to take the race win, as he was on those 22 lap old hards, which is absolutely amazing if you ask me. Took the risk to go from mediums to hards as he came from P3 to take this race win. Taylor, he served his 5-second time penalty apparently. That is very unfortunate. Josip in P2 and then Laura Jinsey in P3 who got a 3-second time penalty. We'll ask you in P4, Angry Guns in P5, Shipikev in P6, 2Forum in P7, Kodapik in P8, Flip in P9, and Geldi in P10. The unfortunate thing with 2Forum and Shipikev is that they both had 8-second time penalties, which put them down 1 position each. Hammer, Dunsby, Aurigulas, Tyler, JT Gent, Bobinator, Archie, Benji Bucket, and Butler filled up the lobby, well, the standings in from all the way from P11 to P19. Unfortunately, Butler, Benji, and Archie did not make the finish line. All 3 of those drivers DNF'd from the race. Yeah, thank you very much, Lewis. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. What a fight with Kev, Will, and Angry. Yes, 100% Elias. That was a beautiful battle you guys had. Unfortunately, you all had penalties, so it wasn't really that. You know, it would have been better if you guys didn't have any, you know, penalties. But doesn't really matter. Still beautiful battling, especially up the front, in the middle of the pack, at the back of the pack. No real dirtiness going on in Season 4 here in Formula 1 Racing League. So guys, I thank you very much for watching. My name is VB Thomas. This was Formula 1 Racing League. If you want to join the league, make sure to DM me on Discord, VB Thomas SS, and I will send you an invite to this league. So guys, thank you very much for watching. My name is VB Thomas. Make sure to remember that. If you haven't followed my Twitch yet, make sure to do so. I'm trying to become a professional streamer, kind of something. So yeah, thank you very much. My name is VB Thomas, and peace out.